Hey guys, this is Alex Ramsey, creator of the Void series, a horror series I sort of thought up on the fly. It was just going to the idea of the general series before I began the commentary. Um, Initially, this was just started out because obviously, if you noticed, I'm kind of low on actors, and I can't always get actors to come over. So I wanted to see if it'd be possible for me to just do a show by myself and still make it effective and good, and it not be terrible, and keep people sort of interested. And I think I might have accomplished that. I mean, it's a different series than what I'm used to doing. It's horror, and it's sort of got that sci-fi thing going along with it. And I sort of just thought up the characters. You're seeing him now. The character's backstory sort of on the side. It was all improv. I sort of just did that just to make it seem more real. And I was trying to sort of just push my acting capabilities a little bit more than I've done before with the Crusader series, and just see what I could do with it and see what I could make out of the series. That's the way I generally approach most of these videos. And the whole idea of just like the whole zombie slash whatever's going on epidemic, I didn't really have a whole backstory really set in for that. I just sort of made it up. Like, I have a vague idea of what it is, but as to how it started, I don't think I'll ever reveal, because I think it's better if you don't reveal that than if you over explain everything. But yeah, that's part of the mystery of the show, and I think that's what makes it good, is just the, how did this happen? How did this particular character get to where he is right now? And why is he the only one left? What was so devastating, and what happened to his wife and everybody that he's the only one left alive? And I think as the series goes on, I'll address those more. In regards to the footage, my next thing, I wanted to make it look very raw and very real. That's why I chose to use black and white, and I tried to pick, there's different filters on the Windows Movie Maker. I tried to pick the most grainy looking thing because I wanted to make it sort of look like those emergency, look and sound like those emergency broadcast system things, or whenever they have an emergency sort of thing where the film quality is very grainy. I wanted it to look very real and have like just random jump cuts interspersed between, where parts of the footage you can visually tell are missing, and it sort of makes you wonder, well, what happened. And also just gives like a real sense to it. That's why I chose also to have the absence of music in this, because I thought that if I added music into this, it would take away from the realisticness of the story, and it would sort of bring the viewer out and make them think that it was less real. I also think that just putting music in it made it feel more movie-like, like I said, and it would really take away from the general feel, the gritty, raw, just very, very, I guess, just sort of cheap look to it. I did that intentionally. I wanted to make it look like that it wasn't some big production, because I'd done it in color and made it look all like expensive. No one would really buy it, or at least I know I wouldn't. Yeah, right now, I would just like, it's sort of like with him warning the other people, I wanted to make it look more realistic, like he would warn, like whatever had come there, he'd probably warn them. In regards to the monsters slash whatever these people turned into, I haven't really figured that out yet too. I thought I'd just keep them in the shadows, because I always think that if the less you know about something, this is just me, and I think this is like a general principle that most horror classics use, and to great effect, is that the less you see and the less you know about a certain character type, and like just any monster or anything, the less you know about it, the more scared you are of it, because you don't understand it, you don't know what it is. The more you know about something and the more you understand something, the less you become afraid of it, because like I said, you can understand it, and I think that helps out a lot about the general mood of the series. If you don't know that much about it, it makes it a lot more scary because you don't know what it is, and you don't know. Like, I think that just to get off to sort of a, I know we're talking about this show, but just to get off sort of a tangent here for a minute, I think that's why a lot of different cultures are scared of other ones or unaccepting of them because they don't fully understand it. I think that's part of the reason why. That's just my personal opinion, though. That may or may not be true. It's just kind of how I see it, really. That we're coming up on the second tape here. I'm trying to remember mostly what this one was about. It has been a pretty good while since I watched this. This one, probably just me, like, I wanted it to make it seem like with the whole, towards the end with the whole, color bars thing, I wanted to make it seem sort of like the whole, just make it, I don't know the exact word for it, to just sort of make it feel like real broadcast, like he really is. My character in this is really broadcasting these out to other people. I wanted to give it like a generally creepy feel to some of these, and I think the absence of music really helps it a lot because it kind of helps. Because music would help a little bit. Without the sound, you're sort of listening more. You're listening to everything that's going on, which really helps a lot. Yeah, I like doing these jump cuts, like where my character would be singing one place and then I could move to another place. And I thought that was it's just like a little technical thing I thought was pretty cool. It made it seem more real. Like this guy, he's not like a big movie editor or anything. He's just sort of putting these together and getting them out as quick as possible, sort of as a warning to people, trying to help people more than he is worried about how it looks, which I think helps out a lot. This one I noticed has like a smoother color filter on it. It's the black and white smoother. I don't know if that was it's probably on accident, because this one looks a whole lot smoother than the other one, and kind of I'm sure a lot of people won't notice it, but to me it just kind of takes away from it a little bit, because then you look at it and it sort of takes you out a little bit. You're like, well, did he get a different camera? What's up with this? But it's really a minor gripe. I mean, if I wanted to, I could change this. Yeah, right now my character is talking about the book he wrote. I wanted to give my character more than just basically the standard, just one-dimensional. He's a scientist, but I don't even know if his character's a scientist, to be honest. I didn't really thought that. He's just a guy. He's the everyman. I wanted to give him more dimension than that. I wanted to give him writing that makes him, giving him stuff to do like that makes him seem like more of a real person. Also, just him talking about his previous life just helps add more of a dimension to him and make him seem less two-dimensional. Well, at least in my opinion, it does. It makes him seem more real. And I tried not to make all the talking exposition. I tried to have him just put in some personal details about his life, not just like he's just spouting off exposition, because I hate I don't really hate it, but I'd hate to put someone through just him sitting there talking about exposition, because to be honest, people just don't sit around and do that. They'll have conversations, even if it's with a camera. I think this character is also lonely. Like, he doesn't know what to do past this point. He's just sort of surviving there. Like, he doesn't know where to go beyond this point. He's just sort of stationed himself there, and he's doing his best to try to warn other people from getting out there. He hasn't fully moved on yet. He hasn't grown as much as a person yet after the events. He's just sort of emotionally stuck in that place. He hasn't fully adapted to his new life there, and I think as the series goes on, he'll reach a turning point, like a crossroads, where either he decides to adapt and find a new life, or he decides to stay where he is and possibly end his life. I think that's coming up fast, because in this kind of world that I created, even though you don't see much of it, the general idea for me at least was that he either grows and adapts, or he doesn't and he's gone. That's the harshness of this world. It's gone sort of more to like a primordial, sort of almost caveman time state, where you either evolve and adapt to the new environment, or you die and you no longer exist. Now, this is tape 3, 15 days after the accident. This one, I realized with the last one that this has the same filter as the last one. This one has been like a good amount of time since I filmed the last one, and I wanted to make my character seem more scared. We're learning that there's more than just one species of like whatever has been roaming around here, and that he just discovered one. I wanted to make him look generally terrified, because I remember the last one, it sort of just felt like a lot of filler, really. It didn't have a lot of really scary moments. It was just more him talking about emotions. I wanted to make this one sort of, for the viewers, just sort of pull them in more and make them more interested in what was going on, because the last one, while not a terrible episode, it wasn't the greatest. It just sort of, I don't think I had a general idea for that one. This one I had more of an idea. I wanted to make it more raw, more scary, just give viewers more of a taste of that, because it's a scary show. It's sci-fi, but it's also got, or I try to make it like have that horror element in there, and I wanted to really add that in there, make it more shaky, more just like he's on edge after seeing whatever this thing was in the woods. And I wanted to, in the next episode, I'm going to focus more on that and make it more scary, but while not taking away from the character. He's still going to be a central part, but also focus on these two and just sort of amp up the horror element more, because that's an essential part to this series, and I wanted to make sure it's an essential part to this series. And yeah. So, yeah, I just sort of added stuff in, like him fidgeting and stuff like that, just to make him seem generally more nervous. And just like other stuff like that, just to sort of sell the performance more of him just being terrified of whatever this thing was he bumped into the woods with. I like how the grainy filters back again. I don't know if I said that already, but it helps with the consistencies in the episodes. And I think we're about to come up on the picture in a few minutes now. I did a little bit more of the editing stuff here, just to make it seem more jumpy and disjointed, just to keep the viewer from being at ease about what was going on, make them seem just more concerned, I guess. Like this one was sort of jumbled together and there are parts missing. And yeah, I think it's coming up soon. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really easy thing to do. I wanted to make it dark, because all I really did there was use a paint program. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.